Hello YouTube, welcome back. If you enjoyed my last video of helping you build a very simple risk management tool to help you monitor your positions, then please, I'm going to show you how you can input FX trades and watch your positions from here. Okay, so we're going to open our previous trade sheet from last time. I have now shared this as well, so people can use it as a template and then add to it or use it and try and build it from scratch as well using the worked examples here. Today we're going to add some FX trades as if we've done some CFDs with some brokers. So let's assume that we have this and we're going to input some new trades. Okay, now for FX, I do not think the GoogleFinance itself has anything, so let's just assume we input our own name. Let us do sterling against US dollar. In the market, we call this cable. So if you hear me say cable, I am actually referring to this particular pair, that is a sterling against a US dollar. Okay, a lot of CFD contracts are normally already in standard sizes. So they could range from anything from units of multiples of 10,000 or multiple of 100,000, dependent on the broker that you use. Let's just simply use a 10,000 model approach. So each CFD we're going to trade with our demonstration broker is going to be £10,000. Okay. And we're going to assume today we trade it at a rate of 138. I'm going to assume no fees are charged when you're trading on margin. With some of these brokers to do CFD, you trade on margin, and no stamp duty as this only applies for stocks. So our dirty rate in this case will simply be the clean rate. And then your term amount, you can just simply take your base amount in pounds, multiply by the exchange rate, and you have sold dollars. So in this case, we have bought £10,000 and sold $13,800. And for the broker, we're going to assume a spread betting broker. Let's call it SPRD. And for the book, GoogleFinance likes to call them currencies. So we will give it that. It would like the base currency and the term currency as well. So we can click on these and just expand them. Okay, so in this case, we can build this into our position sheet as well. So we will first start with populating this, as we would, to accumulate all of that, and hopefully this should come down. And because we're not using a GoogleFinance, we can simply just type in our own name here. Okay, we can take these and bring it down here. That should work. Okay. Notice that this was the UK stock. We don't need that anymore, so this can just be the absolute without being in pence, because this is priced in US dollars. Okay, current price, this. Now, you'll notice there's an error here. The GoogleFinance API or a default currency with just one attribute doesn't like to take the word price, so simply by doing this you should find this. Okay, and if you're ever unsure of how to pull in stocks or currencies using the GoogleFinance API, you can just Google this and find out for yourselves. Okay, as this is priced already in dollars, I will just take this, as I know Apple stock is priced in dollars and we don't need to worry about a factor of 100. Do this. Okay, that means for FX, it has the end of rate and it tells you the position here. So that's great. If you then did more trades throughout the day and now you're booking them into your sheet, you did a large trade and the price was, as it was rising, you could have done this and it should also update accordingly. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so currencies, I believe, are quite easy in this case, and always remember the P&L is always in the term currency. For example, if you did want to trade dollar-based pairs, in this case, let's assume you wanted to do dollar yen, and you do 20,000 yen at a rate of 108. Okay, so let's also tidy these up. Okay, cable is typically quoted to 4 decimals, and the 5th decimal is we call extra precision. Dollar yen is normally 2 decimals, and the 3rd one's also extra precision. So this term amount now is in yen, and we want to make sure we do not mess up the cable position. So we make sure this book is now called dollar yen. In the positions, we now want to create a new position for this. Okay, base amount should be that 20,000. That is $20,000, and these we should be able to copy that. Okay. Now this is in yen, so that's 8,100 yen. Okay, so that might not mean anything meaningful, and so we may want to look at, we have different currencies, so we want to see meaningful currency pairs. Suppose you evaluate everything in US dollar, so luckily this is already priced in dollars, so you can take that as is. Okay, let's ignore the autofill because we want to make sure that these are correct. Okay, now that you've done a cable trade, you can actually do this multiplied by the cable rate. Okay, so as you know, pound buys you more US dollars, and that should be the same. Unfortunately, you can't just copy and paste that without locking the reference, so we will just do it manually by doing this multiplied by this. Okay. Nice. Okay, so sterling dollar here, which is we call cable, that's already priced in dollars, so we can take that as is. And now we have this in yen, so to get this back into dollars, you've got to divide the yen amount by the dollar yen rate. Okay, now that is telling you how much your unrealized P&L is in US dollars. So this is now all converted to US dollars. Okay, if you didn't have a sterling dollar rate here, I suppose you can just make one here, and by using the same, and just pull it up at one side, and then just multiply by that instead if you did not have a cable position. Let's assume you are in the UK and you want to value everything in pounds instead, so you can do this. Knowing this is in dollars, you take your dollar amount and you divide by your cable rate. This you can take as is. Let me correct this to be the P&L term. Okay, and then this you will take the dollar amount and divide by the cable rate, and this is in yen. So first you take yen, you change it into dollars. This you can use this as is because first you get it into dollars and then you change dollars into pound. Okay, I just like to see my number formats better, so I can do this. Okay, so this is how we work with FX. Always follow what your P&L is in terms of the term amount. So now we relabel this, and you can then check how you would value your P&L accordingly. If you had multiple positions and you always wanted to check what pound is, you can always pull in all the different currency rates and label them accordingly, and then do your currency conversions. Okay, let's do a different example. So let's just be good about this, and we should label what we need to label ourselves. Okay. Personally, I do not like inverse currency pairs in general. It's always better to stick to market standard. So we will use Euro Sterling as the market standard. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of more FX tutorial here. So suppose now you have done a trade, and this time it's in Euro yen, just hypothetically speaking. Okay, and we're going to do 20,000 euros, which is fine, and then the rate of euro yen, and let's use 134. It's an estimation. I'm actually unsure where euro yen is. Okay, and we can do the same here. And change this. Okay, now in dollars, let's try this again. You take your yen amount and you need to change yen into dollars. If you wanted it in pounds, you can take your yen amount, you can divide by euro yen. Now that is in euros, and then because it's in euros, you need to multiply by euro sterling for it to be a sterling amount. Okay, so this one, it's a little bit more complex because we're crossing different currency pairs. So you take your yen amount, you divide it by euro yen, that becomes a euro amount, and to go from euros to sterling, you multiply to get to the P&L in pounds. Okay, and hopefully that should help you with FX. You can do this in many ways. You could have a sterling yen rate if you wish, and then here you can have this. Okay, and that means you should be able to just take the yen and just simply change that straight away to pounds. Okay, the answer is close because you're not doing multiple calculations, so it's not going to be exact to the pound, but this is a different way of approaching it. Okay, so if you liked this video on how to work with FX and just to watch the cash flow to find out how to convert your P&L into the relevant currencies you're interested in, please like and subscribe, and we can see more of these videos later. Thank you.